Hey, what up? It's Mr. Carter. Welcome back to the Waking Essence channel. I'm back in here with another video. Earlier, in the video, I said this month getting back into the spiritual videos. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of content that I'm filtering through, and then I'm bringing you some brand new discussions. The dark magic stuff. Those of us in the know that those are just titles, and a lot of them are misrepresented titles at that. But that's what's common that you'll hear because it sparks that conversation. So I'll just use it just to spark the conversation. Talking about dark magic, black magic, you know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff. We're getting down to the meanings, and I'm gonna have a few witches chime in to give you their opinions of why people use those certain associations and correspondences. Because if you know the correspondences, you know that shit's ass backwards. But to set it off and set the tone before I go around up the game, I think I'm gonna title this the thinning of the veil, because this is a part of the year where a lot of spiritual work behind the scenes are done. This is the part of the year where you start to have lunar eclipses. Like we got one coming up on the 8th, a blood moon. A lot of seance work, normally goes along with this phase of the year. A lot of divination work, as the business of the world tends to slow down, or used to slow down. Back in the olden days, with things were getting packed up and the last harvest were getting done, and you're stocking up and prepping up for the winter. Depending on what region of the world you're in, it still gets cold as fuck in the winter. Over here in the United States, you might not always get snow and ice, but it still gets cold as hell, and that's enough. It's enough for dehydration and hypothermia, and that's really all you need. The snow and everything just tops it off. But also, like I did a video earlier, people tend to pull out the Ouija boards and get into all the ghouls and ghosts and all that stuff, to go along with Halloween or All Saints Day or the Day of the Dead. What else is around that time? Those are the ones that come to top off the head. Of course, Samhain, one of the more popular pagan names for Halloween, if you're talking to witches and whatnot. And it is believed that during this phase of the year is when the worlds and the dimensions start to merge and come into each other before separating again back into the spring. And if you follow that, and if you notice the energies and the frequencies of people that aren't really strong-willed and have a good grip on their mind, and when they're in this dimension and when they're getting affected from the next, they tend to go a little nuts during this time of the year. And even today, even with our new fancy world and infrastructure, you still see people losing their fucking minds. I don't give a damn how rich or how many degrees they got on a regular person to person level, like personality wise, common sense wise, keeping your mentals in check. They're still losing their fucking minds, committing all kinds of suicides, getting possessed by negative energies and spirits and whatnot, because this tends to be the time of the year where they're active again, and that's because of the rituals that's normally done. You know what I'm saying? You have to know a little bit about all of this to be able to really connect the dots, easy, you know what I mean? Just like to know about a little bit of that, you got to get into astrology, you know what I'm saying? You got to get into a little bit of cosmology, the planetary alignments, you know what I'm saying? The easiest alignment to catch and try to keep up with is the eclipses, and that's because they put that information out there. And when you get into the other alignments, like was it Neptune that finally came out of retrograde? along with Mercury that just came out of retrograde. You'll hear Mercury retrograde thrown out there a lot. People are getting hip to that. The communication will be fucked up. Little quick plans you try to get in and get out. Or fuck up when Mercury's in retrograde if you don't have a balance on your emotional and your spiritual self. Not so much alchemy. I'm not gonna go into alchemy. There's no need for that. But not yet. That should be enough. To set the tone for the series of videos that's gonna follow this. As we get into get more and more into the conversations of thinning the veil, and how our spiritual ancestors are affecting the mentality. That's the word I want to use earlier. Affecting the mentality of the people that's alive and causing them to get back into some of these old rituals. And some of them, if they weren't nice people in real life, they're not going to be nice people in death. That's just the reality of it. I don't give a fuck if it was your mom. If moms was a bitch, the moms was a bitch. That's just cut and dry. Everybody like to try to repaint the persona of the person that died like they were just the best thing since ice cream. And in a lot of cases, they weren't. And if you got somebody just tapping into their spiritual energy, they're just bringing all that negativity right back into the world. So I'm going to end this segment here because I don't know how long I've been talking. But this is just a nice little intro to a series that's coming. It's in the thinning of the veil. It's that time of the year. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it in. We out here.